That's noticeable. I'm not sure if that's going to change at some point, or if they're just trying to make you feel really alone in this big facility. Seems we stumbled upon some kind of greenhouse they have down here. Some little plants. Stationery list. Get stapler, get hole puncher, needs 12 ballpoint pens, A4 paper, use stationery to write letters, use hole puncher to file letters, use stapler to staple things. Go figure. Funnily enough, the title also is misspelled. It's stationery with an E. And yet they spell stationery with an A within the list itself. So it's a pretty funny little mix-up there. Alright, and more terminals. Patient 0 historic log. The birth of a new era occurred today. Patient 0, whom we have been working with in our projection experiments, has brought forth very interesting results. Firstly, its ability to communicate telepathically has improved dramatically, although at this moment in time it is akin to a babe's ability to wail at its mother. His telekinetic ability has shown small amounts of improvement, tiny movements here and there. We even witnessed a box move across the table the other day. Fascinating implications. Alright. Now, based on that timestamp I'm seeing, that's it was on September 24th, 1944. That's about when they said patient 0 cropped up. Still not sure what his story is. Doctor's log. After the terrible incident during R157's treatment of patient J2057, it has occurred to me that we must fashion a mental safety mechanic that will instantly secure the consciousness of a restorer. Speaking with Dr. Collins, we were able to find a way to contain some of the restorer's subconscious mind after the initial projection, creating a defined and contained space within the restorer's own mind, something we now refer to as the case. If we are to think of this in physical terms, I would say the metaphor of a safe would suit quite well. A space to hold the raw essence of the restorer's mind, so if the worst happens, we have an origin point to work back from. Okay, so it seems like they've set up some kind of system restore process for these psychonauts. Note to Charlie. Remember to meet in the gallery at 1 o'clock in the morning. A new projection is due to start, and it's going to be incredibly interesting. You know that accident that occurred a few weeks ago? Well, it's that same patient. Meet me in the locker room at midnight if you want to join us. Robert. So it sounds like these guys are kind of just watching these patients for entertainment to a certain degree.
Sometimes these procedures don't, how should I put it, go to plan. But really, there's nothing to see here anyway. Shouldn't you be heading to Restoration Chamber number 3 to meet me?
You know what, Gladys? I think I will. Alright, let's make our way over to Restoration Chamber 3. Ignore the creepy abandoned science lab in disrepair. Chambers 1 through 3, that sounds like us. Alright. So now let's go through this door. 1 through 3, okay. It is odd that we haven't run into any other people yet, just that voice in a box. Alright, chambers 1 through 2, 3, and who knows what this is. Some kind of server maintenance room, looks like. We have here blocks, structuring memory, cognitive psychology book. Okay. And a chess set, a microscope, just in case you didn't get the hint that these guys are really smart yet. Wait! Attention all staff. New restoration chambers with state-of-the-art projection chairs were installed last week. It is important to note that there are new procedures that will come with this technology, and it is important that each and every one of you comply with these rules. We do not want another staff fatality at this institution. Ooh. So, staff members, or at least a staff member, did die, so... Alright, diagram of a human, and a terminal right here. Due to a bad projection, R157 has suffered severe hemorrhaging in the brain. This has resulted in a minor stroke, impacting our patient's motor abilities. The investigation is still underway, although evidence points to a fault within the cerebral component of the restoration chair. Patient R157 is currently in the recovery chamber, and depending upon treatment, may have sustained damage to memory functions. I wish I'd been paying attention to what she said my patient number was now, so I could kind of place myself in reference to this. Now, this is going to be kind of nitpicky, considering this is an indie-developed game, but it is also kind of important at the same time. If you're going to create an explorative game where it's important that you collect a bunch of readable notes and stuff, you really do need to kind of make sure you have a good editor or proofreader for that, because I've already seen several spelling errors and grammatical errors, missing apostrophes, misspelled words, that kind of thing. And like I said, a little bit nitpicky, but it does kind of break the immersion in the world. So it looks like I've got a little hobo fort right here in the room where they say it's restoration chambers 1 through 2. Not sure what the story is on that. So, no sense delaying the inevitable. We will just head into restoration chamber 3. Lights coming on as I'm walking down the hallway. Oh, that's a good effect. Nice. Default walking speed is extremely slow for the spaces that you're exploring, but they do give you a run.
Beautiful, isn't it? A miracle of the 20th century. A window into the minds of others and a tool to cure disease and illness. But it would be nothing without the likes of you.
Okay. So that looks like Cerebro.
Right. Would you be a dear and help me with the setup? I need the electrical input for the Rembrandt installation rerouting. You can access it from that terminal over there.
Okay. That's the second time she said, would you be a dear? They are totally ripping off Bioshock's Would You Kindly. I'm pretty sure. Alright, press and hold left mouse button to identify objects of interest. 120A. 75A. 300 amps. 75 amps. 300 amps. Looks like I got a math puzzle coming in. Identity file. Jean Thornton. Jean Thornton, 69, female, British, blood type A, teacher, and notes. Migrated to the USA in her 20s, only to return to the UK about 7 years ago. Still retains a British passport and has been confirmed to have been working as a teacher in Arizona for the past 30 years. Since returning, she has been residing in her town of birth, Pinwheel, Cornwall. Alright. So I've got her age, but I don't have a birthday. I still don't know the exact time period that I'm in. Alright. Oh. Maybe we'd have one here. Okay. Service by Dr. Phyllis Edmonds. Clinical diagnosis, dementia with Lewy bodies. Recommended treatment, E1567 solution, prescription, and restoration therapy. Okay. So we're trying to cure dementia in here. That's cool. Now then, stores may only carry one item, which I guess that's going to be the main mechanic for all the puzzles here, is shuffling items around in a limited space. Okay, so let's open up this fuse box. And what do we have here? Only accepts 300 amp fuses. Got it. So that was that prank that that guy pulled off, I guess. Yeah. Just go and take that out. Nope, take it. I need to... Do I already have an item? Ah, there we go. Okay, so take out the 75 amp fuse. Go grab the 300 amp fuse. It's a little bit more simplistic than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be one of those puzzles like I've got to, use some combination of fuses to reach a certain amperage, but it's okay. It's just the first level, essentially, so it doesn't need to be too complex. Alright, just make sure I did get the 300 amp one. Yep. Looks good, looks good. Close that up. Push the button. Nice little Inception blast there.
Should do it. Right. Thank you for that. Always nice to get some help around here. Now, if you don't mind, I think it's time to take a seat.
I'm getting less and less trust for this disembodied voice as I go along.
Right. A few things before we project. Our client, Jean, is currently in a very delicate state. Our primary focus is to ensure that we clear this area of her mind from the plaque buildup that is causing the disease. In order to do that from within, we're going to need to use her own memories to reinforce the medical treatment she's receiving.
So I actually am on the staff of this institution. I'm a restorer, apparently. I'm about to delve into some poor woman's mind with dementia and try to heal her mind. They're placing me in this
Are you
cell.
ready?
Hey, I didn't say I was ready. Are you ready? Silence? I'll take a silence to mean yes.
Now, I know this may feel a little strange, being new technology, but please don't worry about it. We all get used to change eventually, don't we? It's time. And remember, I will contact you whenever I'm in. Just remember to pick up the phone. Okay, listen up. You are in your case. You're probably going to come back here a lot, so please take some time to get acquainted with your surroundings. It keeps most restorers' sanity intact. For a short while, anyway.
Okay, so this can be like my hub world. Alright. And it looks like I'm going to be traveling through her memories, I'm assuming, of Pinwheel. Funny name for a town. Alright, so